Let's revive and swatch this late 90s Urban Decay nail polish in the shade Livewire. You guys voted for this one out of a handful of potential dried up Urban Decays to revive. I found it very interesting that my younger audience on TikTok rallied for this one, while my slightly older YouTube viewers wanted the shade Smaze. I also wanted to do Smaze, but this is a democracy. Anyways, let's begin. This label is being held on by tape. I can't take it off of the face of the label without damaging it, but I can make it look a little neater. With a razor blade, I'm just going to carefully follow the outline of the label. This tape isn't acid-free, so I can't really do anything about the yellowing. If you plan to keep a bottle long-term, I don't recommend using tape to reattach a label. Now that it's removed, let's set it aside for later. And of course, remove the rest of the tape from the bottle. While we're at it, let's do some more cleanup. At first I thought that the blue globs on the exterior was polish, and then I tried to remove it with acetone, but I had a slow go at it. It turns out it's some sort of wax, possibly a melted crayon or wax from a candle. When I figured that out, I pivoted back to the razor blade to carefully remove the wax, being mindful of the old barcode as I went. It took quite a while, so excuse the speed up, but this wax got all over. I'm pretty sure it was a crayon. Candles don't usually have so much condensed pigment. After dealing with all of that, it's time to go within the bottle. Right before filming, I opened it up to get an idea of what we'd be doing today, and the bristles fell right off of the brush. It's unfortunate, but at least they didn't fall off inside like they are prone to do. I decided to go ahead and clean the bottle threads too. You can see that the polish base is more gray in color while the wax was a lot deeper, so there was absolutely no chance that that exterior mess came from within. Now we can finally focus on reviving this dried up polish. You know what comes next if you're a seasoned viewer, the Sesh Restore Thinner. They recently reached out to me, and I think all of you were responsible for that, leaving reviews on Amazon mentioning my work here and a few TikTok videos hyping my process up. You guys really make my heart feel full. They asked for my P.O. box to send a little something my way. I really have no idea what though, so if you want I can open whatever they send me on camera and we can find out together. Will it be a check for $100,000 like one TikToker implored? I don't think so, but I'm excited for whatever it is. But after thinning, I laid the bottle on its side since the polish dried to the side in this position and I want the thinner to reach it. We'll let it sit like this overnight and check back in the morning. And time sure does fly. The polish is still pretty goopy, but I didn't want to thin it so much that the thinner could leak out while it was on its side. We can now add more and get things moving. The Vortex can now do most of the work for us. Not to be greedy, but if you happen to have any of these old 90s Urban Decay bottles, I'm always looking for more to fill the holes in my collection. I have a few old Urban Decay display pieces, so I'd love to rebuild their whole display and eventually donate it to a museum. And really, all of the more influential cultural collections will stay together and be donated. It would be an injustice to my work to have them all sold off in piecemeal. I know it's an odd pursuit, but it's in my will. But back to the revival, we're gonna add some more thinner. We'll vortex that thinner into the polish, and then since there's still some on the sides of the bottle, we'll let it sit overnight. I could poke it with a stir stick, but I'm really in no rush. What's great is that you guys didn't need to wait. It sat overnight and there's a lot less stubborn bits on the side. We'll hit it with the vortex one more time and then we can swatch it. Without speeding this up, you can see that chunk on the inside melt away. But now I'll speed it up. Now the polish is of a perfect, smooth consistency. So satisfying. I did miss a bit of adhesive on the side, so I'm using a lens wipe to remove it real quick. Sorry, I can be a perfectionist. I also make sure to wipe the bottom of the bottle since we'll have to get that label back on, and I want the glass to be completely clean. I know it's not super fancy, but this purple to clear glue stick by Elmer's is acid-free and washable, so it can be removed if needed, and will work to adhere the label back onto the bottom of the bottle. Can it fall off again? There's always that chance, since glass isn't porous, but at least it won't fall off in a bin of crayons. And finally, let's swatch it. Since it no longer has its original brush bristles, I'm using a clean Essie Top Coat paddle brush. And it's so beautiful. I love the pink mica sparks in that lavender base. We need to build this up though. I mean, it wasn't streaky at all with one coat, so we could go sheer with it, but I want to see what it could become. And yeah, with another coat, it's gonna look perfectly grungy, just like Urban Decay's original aesthetic. Let's top coat this beauty and check it out under brighter light. And yep, it's gorgeous. I'd love to know your thoughts on this one. Do you remember it? And for those that wanted to see Smaze revived, I think that will be the next Urban Decay we'll do, so don't you worry. If you're new here and you enjoy my vintage nail polish niche, be sure to hit that follow or subscribe button so you don't miss out on future videos. Thanks for watching.